on the shores of Lake Erie here in the city of rock and roll. Our coverage of the NFL brings us to Huntington Bank Field. Alongside Brock Heward in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we usually at this point talk about a quarterback, talk about a game-breaking running back, a home run hitter when it comes to wideouts. No. Today, before this one, we're talking about a couple of tight ends.
And what a great game it is, Kate, to spotlight that position because we have two of the league's best. And when you go back and you watch the tape after the fact, when the ground game's running wild, it's usually these tight ends making blocks. When the passing game is getting it done, well, they play a role in the air as well. They don't get the headlines like you talked about. But these guys, man, they are cornerstones of their offense.
Dustin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And off we go from Cleveland. He fields it from the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by someone who admits their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
That's taken in by Tucker. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. That was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. It's fielded at the 14. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return and gets it back to the 20. So here come the Browns on offense, readying for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
Kate, when I watch these rookie quarterbacks running out to open a game, I think of the old World Series great pitcher Cliff Lee. And he made a one-handed play in the World Series and was asked about it afterwards. They said, man, how do you have so much poise? You didn't even look nervous on that stage. And he said, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to tell yourself you'll be just fine. And these rookie QBs, that's part of the learning curve they're climbing.
To throw it on first down. Got him in. It's Njoku. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
On first down, they'll run. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Call it a gain of 2, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
On the ready.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Hey, check that. Street. Go.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
That's That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Ready.
Back-to-back carries here. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3. They're throwing it. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Come on. Set.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
Go.
Now their opening drive's certainly going according to plan, Brock. It's a new set of downs at the 27.
Check, Bobcat. Ready.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll go down here at the 16. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Ready to go with the second quarter, and it's the Browns with it inside the red zone.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Ready.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. The screen pass falls incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he only gets this one down to the 9. It's only 2 on the pickup, and they remain 2 yards shy as it brings up 4.
Ready. Hey, smash Bronco. Ready. Go.
Another carry for him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Complete here to Bowers. And he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Smith. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. There's a give up the middle. And he's up to the 7-yard line as he gets hauled down. Calling around 3, and that leaves him with 4th down. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. His first punt win 50. This is away and looks even better. The return begins on their side of midfield. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Browns and their running back about to get back to work. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And the Browns will go on offense. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. He'll throw it. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. He landed Roberts coming over for the hit.
Let's go now.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. From midfield now. That one complete to Njoku. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll run here on 1st down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. This defensive battle has reached the 2-minute warning. The Browns, eager to get some points on the board.
Set it.
All right, here we go, 2nd down.
Ready.
Pass play coming here. Dump off caught by his back. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap
Still
because the
first
holding
down.
call pushes him back quite a ways. That holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out.
Come on. Set. Ready.
Setting up a throw. He finds Johnson. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Let's go. Panther Street. Panther Street. Go.
They'll try and punch it in. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Still some work to do on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6.
Ready.
Looking to the air here. Escapes the pocket. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1.
Well, you don't get the 1st down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
He's on intercepted in the end zone.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Here we go.
Smith on first down. Flushed out of the pocket. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. 2nd and 3 now. One final shot before halftime. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work. So we've reached halftime. A rough one for a former quarterback like my partner to watch so far. Hang in there. We're scoreless at the break. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Here's DeAndre Carter with the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Cleveland offense headed out for this first series of the second half. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on 1st down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Rolling left, buying some time. No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Ready, ready.
He's going to throw this one. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down. The Browns are lining up to punt. And he's hoping for good results on his first look of the night. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Raider football. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Here we go.
1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. 1st down, Smith to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Lone back gets the handoff. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And coming off a 3 and out, Brock, they really need to build some momentum from the ground as they try to get on that scoreboard here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Dragon 60. Ready?
They'll come out throwing. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done.
You know, Kit, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
2nd and 4. The throw left side finds Johnson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Hey, check that. Street. Ready?
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Devin White hauls him down. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing with a blitz on the way. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. This one intended for the running back. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Gets it to him on the screen. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. The Browns are lined up to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And they'll down this kick at the 11-yard line, so long field ahead on this next possession. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Smith. That one's on the mark, Jacoby Myers. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Completed out to the left on that quick throw. And he'll get it up to the 27. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 27. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
They go play action. Here's Smith. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the fourth. Somehow, this game is still scoreless as we get set for our final quarter.
Ready, ready.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hut, hut.
Pass play now. Dumps it off to his running back. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play.
Check up.
Handoff now from the gun. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Ready? Ready?
Back to throw now. Got a man. It's Njoku. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Here we go, here we go.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Finding Jeanty. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped.
Go, now.
Not in a time crunch just yet, but they're hurrying to the line anyway. It is cut left side. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Check, hurt. Hey.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Trying to break that tie quick. They're into the hurry-up. Escapes out. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Everybody rushing back to the line. Looking to throw. He brings it in. That's a Cleveland touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And they add one on to their 1st touchdown of the contest. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
There we go.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. The Browns close in and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That's an incredible sack, Kate, from them. It does more than just back them up a mile on 2nd down. There's an immediate sense of desperation that comes from an offense. You can just feel it as a quarterback in the huddle. When you take a sack like that, now they got to dig themselves out of this hole.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Some movement there before the snap. Right side of the line. This is going to back them up.
False start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's a save every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He lofts it deep left. A crucial mistake late. It's intercepted. Martin Emerson with the pick. And the Browns get it back as he intercepts him for the second time this game.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
Ready, set,
They're out and set. 1st and 10.
tag. Ready.
Handoff now out of the gun. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
Ready. Get up.
They'll throw it. Dumped off to his running back. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Browns leading by 7. Third and 6 for them to figure out now.
Ready. Hut, hut.
He'll throw it. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Here's an important kick now for Dustin Hopkins. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. Carlson's kick is good. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
Best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Back to the air, it's Smith. Finds him on the crossing route. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Completed to his running back. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. 3rd and just 2 to go. Now to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Trying to push this past the marker. And he's brought down for a loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And as that defense comes off the field clean, making the stop, Brock, they've got to feel that they're just moments away from this victory.
Yeah, the odds would tell you that. Certainly a two-possession lead this late ought to do it, but crazy things happen in this league every week. So don't go taking that jersey off until your offense hopefully runs out the clock.
Let's go now.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down.
Let go.
He'll go to a knee, and that defense can only stop the clock 2 more times. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. Lining up to take a knee on second down.
Ready.
Browns just kneeling out the clock in this victory now. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. Setting up for the kneel down on third. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Fourth down now. Another kneel would stop the clock and turn it over. Let's see what they do here. As the play clock threatened to run out, we get a timeout called by Kevin Stefanski. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They're out now, ready to punt it. It'll be Corey Bajorquez doing the honors. And this one's kicked up towards the clouds. Wow! The fair catch taken in at the 28-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Ready.
From the gun, Smith. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. One final shot here. Try and push it deep downfield. And there's our last-in image of this game. It's intercepted. And the Browns make the interception on what is the final play of this game. So to a chorus of bucks from the dog pound, the Browns take the win at home. And a lackluster day offensively, thankfully overshadowed by a top-notch defensive effort to get the win in a shutout. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a well-earned win for the Browns, as with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.